Hey everyone, Lee Jandro here with positive news for you. And today I want to talk about generations. And the reason that I want to talk about this is it seems to be one of the greatest dividing points in our culture today. I know some people would say it's politics, but politics is oftentimes, a reflection of what's going on culturally in generations. So some of you may know that I currently do a video series with my grandson. It's available on YouTube. We have a Facebook page, but basically what we do is each week we put together a few videos. Sometimes it's about technology. For instance, we just did a 500-piece robot a week ago, and we're going to start building it and getting it together, and there'll be more on that. But we also talk about what draws us together as a nearly 14-year-old grandson and things. I also do we just began a podcast with a young friend of mine. I'm 65, he's 32. We don't always come at things the same way. His generation has been denigrated by some of my generation. My generation has been denigrated by theirs. And I think one of the biggest reasons is we haven't learned how to communicate. So my friend Brian and I have got together and we started this podcast. And you can check it out. It's called Bridging the Gap. And uh, what we do is we talk about things that are going on. We may talk about, for instance, the $15 minimum wage. We may talk about what's going on in politics and why we believe what we believe. But the goal at the end of it all is that we can come together and still say we're friends and each week continue to get together to have coffee. And I think that's really important because I think that's one of the things that all too often doesn't get taught in generations. So why would I bring up generations? Because as we go forward as positive news for you, and we tie things together with our nonprofit organization, PN4U Inc., we want to be able to help younger people in particular develop a positive attitude. And that's not always shown from people who are in my generation, for instance. So we're going to be doing more on the generations piece here at Positive News for You. I am always excited. Hardly a day goes by that I don't read an article about a young person going and doing something amazing. But I know that young person didn't just do something amazing on their own. It may have been their idea. It may have been all their, they're walking out. For instance, the young man who put together an app, a technological app that goes on your phone that helps people, get the vaccine, regardless of what side of the coin you're on with regard to the vaccine or anything like that. The fact of the matter is there are a group of people that want to get it and have been stymied because of some of the roadblocks that are in the technology that existed both at the federal and sometimes the state level. So this young man invented this. But there's also young people who are 5 and 6 years old who are doing amazing things. But I also know that for them to do amazing things, there needs to be some adults, some people not of their generation who are coming together and working with them. Right now, one of the people that I talk to on a regular basis, and someone who's part of this community that we call Positive News for You, is getting ready to do something. And my recommendation is that she's in her 50s, but the goal is to get young people to come alongside them and do something amazing in our community where we live. Those things are happening all the time. Why are generations important? Because they are. And so if we don't figure out how to do that, we're going to end up with people feeling like they're not cared for, and we're going to end up with people who don't see the value in one generation or the other. And I think there's value in all people. One of the greatest things that's happened just in the last week here where I live in Keene, New Hampshire, is the band called Recycle Percussion has decided that they're going to open their Chaos and Kindness store here in Keene, a second Chaos and Kindness store here in Keene. And one of the things they want to do is connect the older to the younger. So I'm right there with them, and I'm going to be promoting that to the best of my ability through Positive News for You. If there's opportunities that break out for us, we're going to take advantage of that, help them. I sent them a letter saying, if we can do anything, we'll do it. They have their own brand, they have their own name, they have all that. But I think it's important that all of us come together and get behind something that's changing things. So that's where I'm at on generations. If you have thoughts, I'd love to hear from you. We're always excited to hear from people and to hear how we might collaborate together. So thanks again, Lee Jandro with Positive News for You.